Hi everyone and welcome to Veterans in Crisis podcast. Today we have Barry Fisher. Barry is a client of Vic's, but he's also now our art volunteer. You alright, man?
Hi, yeah, I am all right.
Thank you for coming on, but not thank you for being 10 minutes late.
No problem. I tried to
Alright?
be 15 minutes late, but
Yeah, well, it's show parade tonight, alright?
all the
Best
lights
kit
were on
tonight, 10
green.
o'clock, outside the guard room. Alright?
Yes, sir. Okay.
So, Barry, I've asked you to come on to chat about basically your art and what you do in the art club, because the
Yeah,
art's been a big thing for you, hasn't it?
been a massive thing. It's been, other than my medication, I would say it's been the most important thing to keep me from drinking and from, being too depressed where I'm suicidal. And it just,
Yeah.
mhm,
Well,
yeah,
where,
twice a week.
and how did you cope when you were in lockdown?
Well, the isolation bit was great because that's the nature of depression, and you don't like going out, you don't like, but the art and what we did in the art, it made us get out, which helped. So as far as the lockdown goes, I wouldn't have said it was a big problem, so I don't mind staying in.
Well, I watched her do it. I mean, the artist, Alison, she was new to doing virtual sort of art lessons, and
Yes,
so
we did.
I watched her set it all up, and then I watched her do it, and it for our first time, it was really good. Like, and
Yes,
I couldn't understand how that would be possible to be doing art. You know what I mean? I know you've got Bob
yeah,
Ross on the telly doing it, but to actually
yeah.
be teaching somebody to and stopping and doing it, I didn't think it would be possible, but it worked all right,
Yeah.
didn't it?
It worked really well. Alison's spot on, and she's so patient.
Patient of a
Um,
saying, isn't she?
and she needs to be because her partner's just bloody well. I did.
The least said about you, the better,
Yes.
eh?
Uh,
So, one of the things, I mean, we'll run through a few things, but one of the things I wanted to bring up was like you did a lot of stuff for the Remembrance Garden out the side of the ERV, and
did.
you also sprayed poppies on the front. You
Yeah.
designed
Did.
the building, and then you carried out the work, didn't you?
Yes. Um, Alison did all the templates and that, and myself and Pam did the spraying. We got a cherry picker in, which she organised. And that was a great day, and just over the moon how sort of effective it looked.
I,
And
I
then
couldn't I
from
couldn't watch you doing it, mate, in case you fell off the cherry picker and then I got sued. To be honest, I was really impressed, like because the idea was virtually you designed it, didn't you, and put your own
yes,
things into it virtually. Then you made a, I don't know if you did it or Alison or someone else sort of did it on a piece of paper and then added bits and then seeing what was best. I mean,
yeah,
it looks remarkable. People stop and get the photos took outside
did
next
I?
to it. Aye. Because
Good.
it's a bit weird when it first happened. We were just sitting in the office one like, why are they taking photos through the window?
Yeah,
But it isn't. They get the pictures took outside. Like,
that's
and
good.
the other thing that like he did was design the new logo for the sign.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
that's brilliant. Like that really stands out with the Union Jack behind.
Does yeah, it's effective, isn't it?
It is, mate.
So it's good. And once things get sorted out, be good if we can still make our like a guidon or like our colours, as you would say in the infantry.
Right.
Like a big flag.
Well, well,
British Legion.
well. The idea was before I always say Brexit, before COVID,
Yeah,
was for use to design a standard,
that's
and
right.
then we'll get a standard, and then on parades and say Remembrance Day and stuff like that, we could show our standard. So
Definitely.
maybe that could be your next thing.
Yeah, Yeah, that would be a good thing to do.
What do you want to talk about? Your the soldier that you made, that, and then your press coverage.
Well, that started last November, which was kind of between the first and second lockdown, and we were getting in here every week. And I kind of took what we were doing here, which was make a soldier, ghost soldier, they're known as, making them out of chicken wire. And I went home and I thought, oh, I've enjoyed that. I'm going to do some here. And I made a full-size soldier to put in my garden for Remembrance Sunday. And my daughter took a photograph, unknown to me, sent it to the Echo, and the next thing was I was on a page 3 model in the Sunderland Echo with my ghost soldier and my bit netting with all the puppies on.
Good, eh?
It was horrendous.
You've got to think though, 2 or 3 years ago, you wouldn't have even been involved in anything like that. That's all the time.
No.
What you've got to think is, you know, where you've come now to be getting your photo took the bit. I mean, do you want to talk about? Should we talk about how I met you and stuff, or how you wouldn't meet us for the first 6 months? So, we would only text, wouldn't we? And I would text you every day to make sure you were all right.
Every day for 4 months. I was sick of you.
I know. I noticed.
But
when I was getting one-word answers back, I was thinking, he's in the right mood now.
No, I've always said, Joe, you never give up on us. And you definitely saved me life. They finished us off.
Well, I think it was easy enough for me to text it. It takes a second, doesn't it? You know, and I knew you wanted help, but I knew you were in a place that you weren't ready for it yet. So,
terrible place.
You know, after the text, we spoke on the phone.
Yeah.
Now, then we met, but we met near your house in a Cath. And since then, I haven't been able to get rid of you, ever.
No, you haven't.
No, you're sick as out.
I know you're about 30 years younger than us, but you're my dad in another way.
So you know, that showed me as well, as much as it showed you how sort of important having just a bit of human contact, you know, a tiny thing like a text, it just showed me what a difference it made to your life, that I should be doing that all the time. Because you were the first person that I'd done that with, because you were like one of the first clients I had.
I was,
so that was a good learning thing for me to think, you know, and people say, I haven't got time to do that. Like, I just had a reminder on my phone and I just did it on the morning. Like, it literally took seconds.
Yeah.
Now, for professionals to say they haven't got time to do that, I don't believe that. Like,
I cannot believe that.
No,
maybe
I can't
forget to do that, but not have time.
No, and it takes you, like I say, seconds, and you've just said that it saved your life. So,
and it has saved my life for sure. I'm 100% sure about that.
Well,
I've been like some of the others that we've lost. Because now that we're building up big client base and that, I'd still like to get a Veterans in Crisis tie.
A tie?
When we go to like funerals and that, if we all wore the same tie, it would be quite cool.
Well, let's organise
that. Like a regimental.
I know you designed one before, but to be honest, it was shit, so we didn't get it. Like.
Yeah.
No, it was just
I've never ever said I'm good at that.
It just COVID got in the way of everything, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you did a picture that's actually on the wall in the drop-in, aren't you?
Well, I've done 2 actually, but the other one is still on the floor.
It was shit, so we didn't bother with it. That one, we've just been using that one to wipe our feet when we've come in.
Look, hours and hours and hours.
It took us hours and hours to try and hide it.
And I still rummage it out. I think, right, I'll put it there. Put it
up. You did a course as well, didn't we? Put you on a course.
Art course.
Aye.
Me and Alison did it, yeah. Art therapy.
So that's how you became like the art volunteer.
Because I've done the training.
I did the training. So tell us
I
a bit
don't
about it,
do
'cause
anything as an art volunteer.
you do, you do.
I
You'd be
just chip up.
surprised. You keep bringing shit pictures round. That's good enough for me. So tell us a little bit about that course, because obviously I haven't done that course.
It was online, which is good for me. And there's no face-to-face contact. It was all different units. And so you just, wherever the first one is, it's like completing mandalas and how you can get therapy from drawing, and you know you concentrate on something like drawing or a painting, how it takes your mind off the shit things that you can never stop thinking about. And it's just worked you through that, giving you lots of ideas about what to do, from patterns to like thinking about your own sort of thing.
So
You
do
know,
you feel that you benefit from it?
yes, in the way that just for ideas and things to do for my own mental health, and then possibly if the situation was ever there, to suggest it to anyone else who I felt might benefit from it themselves. So yeah,
Well, that's the whole point of it,
good.
isn't it? That you just pass on the,
Yes,
the knowledge that you've got onto someone else. Even if a
yeah,
tiny
and
bit of it can
plus,
help.
where I'm like, my mental health can slide down as fast as jumping off a cliff.
Did it jump off a cliff?
So,
Fucking hell!
well, I will when we're tombstoning,
Aye.
but of jumping into waterfalls like we've done several times. But with my mental health, if that falls again, hopefully I've got that I can grasp onto.
It's some tools in your box, and it
Tools.
really that's what it is. It's just some
That's
tools that you've got that you can pull out whenever you need, and then
yeah,
hopefully that'll help you. Talking
yeah.
about jumping off cliffs, you're always first name on the list of when I'm doing any adventure training. You'll do anything when you do
Yes,
anything. Is
more or
that
less.
because you write your name in all your clothes?
I do. I write my name and everything,
You
and
do.
you always take the piss. But
I do.
when there's two t-shirts or there's two hats and they're both fixed, look exactly the same,
I
I
don't
know
think you
which
need to
one's
put
mine.
I don't think you need to put Baz 55 and 3/4 in there.
I put Fisher 350 my army number.
Yeah.
But
I tell you,
yes,
so how
but
so the viewers understand what I'm talking about. So we went away, adventure training.
yeah,
I was winding you up because you weren't very good at map reading. You stormed off in the wrong direction, I might add.
I wouldn't speak to you too, Dave.
It's really funny,
Yeah, yeah.
and but we found a we
I
found
thought
a
we'd fucking buried that one.
we found a coat and it had your name in it, and, and that cheered me
Wait,
right up for some reason.
see,
See,
if
we
it
knew
doesn't
it
have
was
your name
yours.
in.
So, what part of the adventure training have you enjoyed?
All of it. But the most I've wanted to do and done it is the jumping in over the waterfalls and
Gorge walking.
gorge walking. I've always wanted to do that. You've done it two
Well,
or three times now.
I,
The
I
tube and
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that so much that I bought me and my daughter all the equipment, and me and my daughter go on date nearly every weekend.
good.
That is a really
Great.
really good sport. Like
Yeah. I'd like my grandparents to do that with us.
it's great for confidence in that. It's
Yeah.
great. Like we did some 40-foot jumps in the S Gorge. And when you look over 40 foot, it's a canny way
It's a
down.
long
Like
way.
especially when
A
the
long
bloke
way.
says you've got to aim for that little black circle because that's where it's deep and there's rocks everywhere else. And you think, no way, mate. You know what I mean? Why have you
Yeah.
mentioned that? You know.
Yeah, I
But we're
know.
gonna do some coastering, aren't we? And with springboard and jump off the cliffs at Marsden.
Oh, great. Okay.
That I think that's June, beginning of June. I'll put your name down, so I knew you'd want to do that.
Thank you.
And then we're going up to Allen Heads again, and you did whitewater tubing, didn't you?
Yes,
What
yes,
was that
mate.
like?
Fantastic. The it was because the girls went the week before us, and they all come back complaining how cold it was. And luckily for us, it was a sunny day, and I don't know if that helped. But it was lovely and warm. And that was once I'd swam across the river at the start. Instead of going over the bridge, you swim across to get used to the water. I thought, oh, it's going to be 10 times better, you know, if you're not affected by the cold, because you're just running backwards and forwards, getting as many runs in as you can. But it was great fun. You always have a laugh with the people out there.
I've done that with my daughter as well, and it was a right laugh. Like, I bumped into a few rocks, like, and got a few injuries, but it's worth it. Like, on the night, I felt like I've been in a car crash.
Aye. Well, I'm busy with you doing the surfing at the minute. And honest, even my fingers, the muscles in my fingers were aching. I mean, I've got arthritis anyhow, so my joints always ache. But that's fantastic. I'm loving the surfing.
I do as well. And then the bodyboards this week, that I really enjoyed that. Like,
it's really good. It's when
Sam fucked up like in the camp. She didn't start the camera, like, so we didn't get anything. We got one photo of you from 2 hours, and it had to be of you. You know what I mean? Fucking spoiled. No, spoiled it. But the surfing is really good. So what I'm looking at now is buying 6 bodyboards for the ERV, and then on a Friday, if it's nice, shooting and going doing it, like.
Yeah. Because maybe we didn't want now.
What's
just
that, mate?
Get some wetsuits for the ERV if we can afford them.
I've got my own, but for the sea, you definitely need a wetsuit, like.
Yeah, you do.
So what I want to talk about now, and I hope you want to talk about it, for the people that hasn't seen your podcast, what we did upstairs, I want you to tell them your story of riding your bike back to camp.
I won't talk about that.
That's the only reason I got you on,
man. It's just I came home on leave when I was about 18, and I went up to Newcastle. My mum bought us a new bike, and I wanted to take it back to Germany, Hildesheim. And as you do on leave, you spend all your money. When I got the ferry to the Hook of Holland, and then came to get on the train to take us back with my bike, and he wouldn't let us on because I didn't have a ticket for my bike, and I had 4 guilders, so I couldn't afford a ticket. So I decided to buy a map and just cycle back. So I bought the map, had no food, no nothing, no water. I was filling my water bottle up in garages and that, and absolutely starving, pinching people's fruit because it was in the summertime off the trees and that. And then just sleeping rough. I didn't have a tent or that. Landed up really, really hungry. And as you know, I'd sort of dodged into this field just to get my head down. And I discovered it was a corn on the cob field. And I was just ecstatic. So I thought, I'm just going to sit here all night eating corn on the cob. It'll be lush. But I didn't realise that they have to be boiled first. So I nearly snapped all my teeth. And I don't think I've ever been not embarrassed. I don't think I've ever been as depressed in my life. I thought, oh,
God, you put some depressed hours in and all.
I'm starving. And I even tried following the canals to get, like, map reading, and I thought, be hellish this, we can just follow the canals. I was there, and the police said, no, you're not allowed to follow the canals.
The Welsh?
Right, something like that. But the year after that, I took my bike down to the south of France, Perpignan, and I had everything sussed out. I had all my train tickets bought for it and everything. And when I came, I was by myself. When I came to get the train back, because Perpignan's on the border with Spain, and I was on the wrong side of the train station. I was on the wrong platform, and I jumped on the train and ended up in Spain when I should have been heading towards Lyon. So, and it was, I've got no money to get back. So, there you go.
See, full life on you. You've got a full life. You know, you've
I
got these
was.
stories. People don't understand as well that you were an army gymnast.
Army champion, yes.
Yeah. I didn't know that until you told us in the podcast, and I got the shock of my life.
Oh, yeah. I used to. They're always like, "How it bars, shows a flick flack, shows a back to myself." He's fucking sick of dating them.
You've never done one for us.
Oh, 59 now. I'm not going to think my flick flacking days are over.
I definitely think your flick flacking days are over, mate.
I like to get on the Ben's trampoline. I'm too cowardly to try a back to myself.
It's only one of them little ones.
It's like a fitness one.
Don't do it, Grandad. Don't do it. So back to the art. You's a book in, is it the Yorkshire Sculpture Park? Is it going?
Yes.
Now I've been there, and it's really good. It's really good, and I like looking at art, but I don't like drawing or painting or like that. But I think you'll have a good day down there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. I mean, we've just come back from Hilton Castle, and it's beautiful down there. Really, really nice.
What is been doing today, like painting or drawing or something?
Painting the castle,
Well, actually painting the fucking castle.
Well, no.
I hope you had ladders and scaffolding.
No, we're not vandals. No, just there's a bloke from the council came and says, "Can we take your photograph for the council website painting the castle?" I was kind of like, Ali said, "Oh yes, no problem."
I hope you tell them you're from Vix.
Oh yes, I had. We're going to get a mention.
Oh, good, good. So, what's your plans for the rest of the day, mate?
I've still got some plums in the back of my car that I forgot to give my sister. So I'm going to pop them.
They're not from Germany, are they? When you were cycling back. It'd be no good now, man.
I better take them in because she'd be. Pass me plums.
Fuming. Is that your sister who come to watch you surf?
They're coming back this Friday.
Are they?
Sister-in-law's coming and all.
It was freezing.
I'm thinking, bastard. I have to pay the car parking now.
It was freezing. I thought you would, after that thing, I thought you would have thought, I'm not doing that again.
No, she's mint, man. She's 82. You wouldn't think it.
No, you wouldn't think of it. Well, you know, you didn't look 59. You didn't. You didn't. Yeah, and you get involved with everything.
Put a colour in my hair either.
Right.
I look even younger.
What colour is that in your hair? Like grey?
Natural grey.
Ah, natural grey. You're lucky though, because it's only a little bit grey because you're bald.
I know. I didn't even realise that's all.
No, it was just when the sun caught it. Now when we're surfing, I was like, "Whoa, God!" It's like
maybe that's what you made you have a knock on the head.
I hear that. Fucking, honestly, how weird was that, man? Get hit off a wave and then I didn't know where I was, and I was just started walking the other way.
I face planted the sand. I thought, God, I'm glad it's not a rock.
So did the rock. Right, mate. Thank you very much for coming on. You diamond and sticking with the art and everything else that you're doing. And I'm glad that Vix has made a little bit difference in your life, you know.
Oh, massive. Saved it, without a doubt.
All right. Well, you take care.
You too.
Thanks, guys. Bye.